All right. Hey everyone. We're going to be talking about the present perfect tense today, which is usually one of the most difficult tenses in the English language, especially for Russian speakers, because it does not exist in your language if you're a Russian speaker watching this. So, why is it so difficult? For a lot of reasons, but one of the main reasons is that the present perfect tense has two usages. Past simple, for example, we talk about a completed action in the past and we know when it happens. But the present perfect tense has two distinct, different usages that we're going to talk about right now. So, present perfect usage number one. Here's the form: have or has, plus the past participle, which is also called the third form. The form actually does not change even when the usage does change. So this form will always be the same. Next, the first usage is for an action, usually the verb, always the verb, started in the past, continues to the present moment, and maybe continues to the future. This here is not so important. When we talk about present perfect, we're really talking about the past. This is what we want. Started in the past. This is the main idea. Okay? Some time markers. We use for and since. Okay? Because for and since indicate a duration of time. And this duration of time is what we want in the first present perfect usage. Okay? Let's check out some examples. For example, I have lived in Russia for 3 years. So let's say form can be what? Blue. Have lived is our form. Okay? Not so bad. In Russia is the object. For is actually our time marker, which we're going to make purple. And for indicates a duration of time. Okay? And 3 years is our object of the preposition. This is the duration. Okay? So let's say duration of time is going to be red, or kind of red, like that. Okay? So keep in mind that this is really talking about the past. We're starting in the past, 3 years ago. It's continuing until the present moment, and maybe it will continue in the future. The idea is maybe I will live in Russia tomorrow as well, but we're not really focusing on the fact that it will maybe continue into the future. We just don't really care. Okay? Again, most important, started in the past, continues to the present moment. Why don't we take a look at another example here? So we've got I've studied English since birth. You use since when you want to indicate one specific time in the past. Now, I'll talk about that a little bit later, probably during a lesson if you're curious about the difference between for and since. But for now, let's just talk about the usages. So we have been here. Again, have been is our form. For is our time marker, which is purple. 4 hours already. Уже, already. Okay, so let's examine this a little bit more. 4 hours is our whatever duration of time. Okay, let's think about it this way. Let's look at a graph. So here's our sentence. We've been here for 4 hours already. 4. Of course, we understand that one is a preposition and one is the number. So really 3 things are happening in this sentence from the tense. So first, we arrived, right? We have been here for 4 hours. At some point in the past, we arrived. Okay, it's the first thing that happened. Second thing, we want to indicate or show that there was a duration, number 2, after we arrived. So first, we arrived. Second, there's a duration of time until the present. And third, maybe it continues into the future. Again, continuing into the future is maybe important, maybe not. 1 and 2 is what we're really thinking about as native speakers. We don't really think about this. It's just to help you understand the difference between the tenses. Okay, great. So, once again, this is only the first usage, something that starts in the past, continues to the present moment, maybe continues into the future. We want to indicate a duration of time. This is actually really important, the duration of time. And we've got some examples, of course. So, all right, good. Let's move on to the second usage. So, present perfect usage number 2 is for a completed action, one time, finished action, and we don't care when it happened, okay, in the past. Important that this is in the past. This one, we don't care if it continues into the future. This is we don't care when it happened in the past, okay? So, first thing, if you are using present perfect for a completed action and you tell me when it happened, that's wrong. That's past simple, okay? And we'll see that in a minute too. So first let's look at the form here. We have and has plus the past participle, third form. So exactly the same. No differences between the two usages. Usage number 2, again, used to show a completed action, but when isn't included. We don't say when. If you said when, that's bad. So don't say when, okay? Some time markers. These are a little bit less important than in the other usage, but you might see things like already, ever, recently, yet, never, lately, still. There can be more, but it's not a huge deal. Again, it's something we can talk about a little bit more if you have questions. Now let's look at some examples. I have been to France. When did this happen? It happened in the past, right? That's all I know. I only know you were in France sometime in the past, okay? If I say I've been to France last year, this answers the question when, and look, we already see it wants past simple. Even Google knows. So we delete this. What's going on? Okay, whatever. I've been to France. There. Russian keyboard. Okay, the next one. She has seen, so here's our form, right? Then just the object, a lot of aliens. Now, again, when did she see the aliens? We don't know, okay? Sometime in the past, I can't say exactly. I don't have this information. Next, she has been to the mental hospital. Again, sometime in the past, she was in the mental hospital. This is completed. Again, finished action. And we do not know when she was in the mental hospital. Again, if I say she has been to the mental hospital like in June, which I hear sometimes. Again, you don't want to say this. It's really better to just use past simple if you want to say when, especially in American English. Let's take a look at this here. So I've been to France sometime in the past. Again, we don't know when, okay? If I want to know when, I'll ask you when it happened. Let's take a look at that because the difference between past simple and present perfect, it may sound simple, but it's not that simple, really. It's easy to make a mistake here if your native language does not have a present perfect tense. So sometimes we want to know when something happened. Let's look at a conversation. It's like 4th of July outside. All right, so person number 1 says, "Hello, Jeffy." 2, "Hello, how are you?" "Good. I am really enjoying my quarantine. It is so fun." "Okay. Don't you miss traveling?" "Yes, but I've only been to one country." "Do we know when you were in this country?" "No, we don't know when." "Which one?" "France. I was there last year." Notice that last year answers the question when, so we use past simple. Okay? This is a pretty basic overview. We didn't talk about time markers. We really didn't talk about for and since. So that'll be a different topic that we'll talk about some other time. If you have questions on this, go ahead and just let me know and we can answer those. It's really not too complicated of a topic. The main thing I want you to remember is that present perfect has 2 different usages. That's one of the main reasons it's so hard. The form does not ever change, but because we want to express a duration of time relatively often, like I've been making this video for 5 minutes already, something like that, that would be present perfect, right? The second usage is for a completed action in the past. We don't know when. You've heard me say that a million times, but I hear mistakes with it so often that I just want to repeat it, a million times. Okay, great. So if you have any more questions, just let me know. Feel free to look back on different parts of the video. If you want to look at this document, I can send it to you, or I also have actually a better one that I can't post online because of copyright. And I can send that to you with a lot of exercises. So good luck with the present perfect tense, and I'll see you in class. Bye-bye.